On a recent episode of SmackDown, WWE finally introduced a Women's United States Championship. This is a great thing for the women's division on SmackDown because it gives them something else to fight for. Because now your choices are not just main event superstar or tag division. There's finally a mid-card title that they can fight for to help elevate them to the next level. I, for one, thought that they were going to save this title for a WrestleMania debut so that they could crown the inaugural champion at WrestleMania. But since they just debuted it on SmackDown, I think it is only a matter of time before we get a Women's Intercontinental Championship on Raw. So, if/when this Intercontinental Championship does get introduced, who will be the inaugural champion? That's what we're here to predict. I'm Brandon, and this is Wrestling Talk. The name's a lot, I know. So to me, the best way to do this is a simple top 5 list, ranked by probability as well as who I want to win. Starting with number 5, Kairi Sane. Now, before you say anything, the reason Io Sky won't be on this list is because I think she is destined to win the Women's World Championship. Whether she takes it off of Liv Morgan or just waits for Rhea Ripley to take it off of Liv Morgan and then take it from Rhea Ripley, I think Io Sky is destined to win the big one. Kairi Sane, I'm not so sure. However, the idea of her winning a mid-card title is so good. And I think she would do a great job of putting this title on the map simply by putting on great matches. If WWE wants to give instant legitimacy to this title, Kairi Sane is the perfect option. And to be honest, I think without a doubt she will win this title at some point. But the reason she comes in at number 5 is because I don't see her becoming the first ever IC champion. I think there are a few other better candidates for that. Number 4, Becky Lynch. Put down your pitchforks. I know what a lot of you are gonna say. Becky Lynch does not need to win another title. She's already had several opportunities. Give it to someone else. But need I remind you that no one is better at elevating talent in the women's division than Becky Lynch, period. Just look at how she elevated talent like Bianca Belair during their WrestleMania 38 feud, Tiffany Stratton and Lyra Valkyria down in NXT. Becky Lynch is the very best at elevating other talent in the women's division. And the whole idea of this championship is to elevate talent from the mid-card to the main event scene. Becky Lynch would be a perfect champion. Honestly, she would be the best. But while I do think she would be the best Intercontinental Champion, I don't think she should be the first, because there are a few other superstars on Raw who haven't had an opportunity to win a major title, and having that accolade as the first ever champion would be huge for them. So while I do think Becky Lynch should win this title at some point, I don't think she's going to be the first champion. And let's be honest, she won't even be back in time to compete for the title. I don't see her coming back till the first Raw on Netflix. By that time, I think this title would have been introduced and a champion would have been crowned. But I still thought I'd throw her in this list. Number 3, Raquel Rodriguez. In my opinion, Raquel Rodriguez can easily be a Rhea Ripley or a Jade Cargill type figure. WWE just never booked her right as a babyface. But now that she's a heel, I think it is only a matter of time before she wins a title. Whether it's her and Liv Morgan winning the tag team titles from Bianca and Jade, or it's her taking the women's world title either from Liv or Rhea Ripley. I think Raquel Rodriguez is destined to be a heel champion, and to be honest, I think her best bet at becoming one quickly is becoming the first ever women's IC champion. The only reason she's not higher on this list is because she's already involved in a lot of stuff. She's a part of the Judgment Day, arguably WWE's biggest faction other than the Bloodline. She's paired up with Liv Morgan and Dom Mysterio, who are arguably the two most popular WWE superstars right now. I just think she's involved in a lot of different stories, whereas my number 1 and number 2 picks aren't, and therefore I think they are better suited to win this championship. Number 2, Lyra Valkyria. When Lyra debuted on the main roster, she made a huge impact. She was getting a bunch of victories, and she even competed on the King and Queen of the Ring PLE, falling just short of winning the entire Queen of the Ring tournament. But since then, WWE hasn't really known what to do with her. She's just been thrown into random storylines like the Pure Fusion Collective one. To me, I think WWE does see Lyra era as a future main event star. I mean, why else have her beat Becky Lynch for the NXT title? And while I don't think she's going to win the big one anytime soon, I think winning the IC title would be huge for her. Number 1, Zelina Vega. When it comes to superstars who could really benefit from this title, Zelina Vega is the poster child. She has been on the receiving end of so many start-stop pushes, where WWE kind of has an interest in her for a little bit, she's winning some matches, and then they stop, resulting in her not really doing much as of late. However, Zelina Vega is super talented. I think she's great in the ring, and I think she's even better with promos. Just watch any of her backstage interviews. She is great on the mic. Plus, whenever WWE does get behind her, the crowd gets behind her too. I think this would be a great idea. Zelina Vega would give the title legitimacy. She wouldn't just put on great matches, but also great feuds too. Her becoming the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion would not only be great for her career, but I honestly think the entire women's division on Raw would benefit. But that's it. What do you think of my top 5 list? Comment below, let me know. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.